Hey everyone, there's one thing that I realized I did not show you in the videos last week about getting oriented to PSPP or SPSS, whichever one you are using. It is a helpful little trick to know how to do. There may be some bonus points that reference this on the midterm if you want to bookmark this video to make note of it. Let's use the sample data set that we used where we have some stress scores from a stress test. And we have our different majors. We have our math majors, our English, our education, our behavioral sciences, and our business. And let's say before we move into any of the more advanced statistical analysis that we're going to learn how to do later this semester, you saw how to put together a frequency table. So how you would do a frequency of the scores and how you would do a grouped frequency table where you could do groups of these scores. But one thing that's sometimes helpful that you want to know within your populations is what is the average stress score of some different group? What would be the average stress score of my math majors? What would be the average stress scores of my education majors? I'm not wanting to compare them. I'm not going to do any analyses. I just kind of want to know, starting out, what do these numbers look like? So in order to compare the means of your groups, you're going to come up here to Analyze, and you're going to click on exactly what you would guess you click on, Compare Means. Now here very soon, we're going to learn how to do all of these t-tests. But for now, just click on Means right here. Now you're going to see a dependent list and an independent list. For your dependent list, you want to select what it is that you're wanting broken down. So in this example, I would like to see the scores on this stress test broken down by academic major. So the score is going to be my dependent list, because keep in mind the stress score down here was the one we put into categories. We want the raw score. So the score on the stress test broken down by major. Okay, don't worry about the layers right now. That's if you want to get all complicated with this. And then click OK. What you're going to see on your output is exactly what you would expect to see, a breakdown of the mean based on the major. So you can see we're analyzing 83% of cases, 100% were included, right? There weren't any that were missing either their major or their stress score. None of them had missing data. The average score for math majors was 62.69. There were 13 of them. This was their standard deviation. Average score for English was 60.42. There were 19 of them. This was their standard deviation. So we could look at this chart really quickly and be able to see, okay, so in the student group that I had, the highest average stress test score was my math majors. The lowest average stress test score was my education majors. And you could get an idea right off the bat what the differences in these averages, these means were. Now, obviously, we can't say anything yet about statistical significance or were these meaningful, but it is a quick at a glance thing to look at and say, okay, I had some pretty big differences based on major. And so that is just one quick little helpful tool to know how to do in PSPP. Again, there may be some bonus points on the midterm related to being able to pull one of these up really quickly. So bookmark this, make note of it, and please let me know if you have any questions.